All right, welcome to another deep dive. You sent us this book, Genesis, etc., by Henry Kissinger, Craig Mundie, and Eric Schmidt. And you want to know how AI is going to impact like exploration, politics, even war?
Right.
So let's
Yeah,
let's dive right in.
it's a fascinating book. What's really interesting is how they use historical events and these like old myths to explain some of these really complex ideas about AI.
Oh, I loved that part. And they
Yeah.
start off like right away talking about exploration and how AI is already kind of changing the game.
Yeah, traditionally exploration was limited by us, by humans.
Right.
Things like how far we can travel, how much risk we're willing to take.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like Magellan's circumnavigation or Shackleton's trip to Antarctica. Those were incredible feats,
Oh, yeah.
but they really show you the limits of what humans can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just about physical exploration, right? What about like the limits of our own genes?
That's a great point.
Like how much can we actually take in and process?
Totally. And that's where the book brings in these polymaths,
Uh-huh.
these multi-talented individuals from history, like Ibn al-Haytham and Shen Kuo,
Okay.
like brilliant minds.
Yeah.
But even they were limited by the political systems of their time and by the lack of collaboration.
Right. Like they couldn't just easily share their ideas with everyone.
Exactly. They didn't have the internet or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so that's where the authors bring in AI, right?
Right.
Because AI doesn't have those limitations.
AI doesn't get scared.
Right. It's fearless.
Yeah.
It doesn't get tired.
Doesn't need to sleep. Exactly.
It can just like crunch numbers and analyze tons of data.
Exactly. And the author suggests that this could like totally revolutionize how we discover and understand knowledge. They use this metaphor
Okay.
of islands
Oh.
representing like different fields of study,
Mm-hmm.
and the water between them represents the gaps in our understanding.
And they argue that AI can drain that water, connecting those islands and creating a unified body of knowledge.
So instead of having all these separate disciplines, we could have a much more like interconnected understanding of everything.
Exactly.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
It is. And it makes you think, like what could we achieve if we could connect all those dots?
Yeah, totally.
And they even give this example of physics, where AI could potentially bring together the cosmic and subatomic theories,
Okay.
something that's been a huge challenge for physicists for like forever.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, okay, here's something I've always wondered about AI.
Okay.
You know how we're always hearing about machine learning and how AI is like getting smarter and smarter all the time?
Right, like learning from massive amounts of data.
Exactly. But like, how does that actually work? How does
Yeah.
AI actually learn?
Well, that gets into what the book calls the black box problem.
Oh, okay.
So even the people who create these really complex AI models,
Mhm.
they don't fully understand how they work internally.
So we basically know what we put into the AI and we see what it spits out,
Right.
but the process in between is kind of a mystery.
Yeah, kind of like a black box.
So we could have this amazing AI giving us all these answers,
Mhm.
but we wouldn't really know how it got there.
Exactly. And that's where it starts to get a little unnerving for some people.
Yeah, I mean, how can we trust something if we don't even understand how it works?
That's the challenge AI poses to our traditional way of doing science,
Right.
which is all about understanding and being able to reproduce results.
Yeah.
With AI, we might have to accept accurate conclusions even if we don't fully grasp the process.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So it's like AI is forcing us to rethink what we even mean by knowledge and truth.
Totally. And it gets even weirder when you think about what happens when AI starts giving us answers to questions we never even thought to ask.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a whole other level.
Right. And that's where the book goes next. The very nature of intelligence.
Okay.
Like, what does it even mean to be intelligent?
Mm-hmm.
And could AI actually surpass human intelligence?
And not just like in how fast it thinks, but in its ability to solve problems, make decisions.
Exactly. The book suggests that AI could be more intelligent than us, not just in terms of speed, but in terms of like the scale and resolution of its thinking.
So it's not just thinking faster, it's thinking bigger and deeper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that raises some pretty profound questions about how we're going to interact with AI in the future.
Okay, so we're talking about a future where AI could be smarter than us.
Potentially, yeah. And that's where things start to get really interesting.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued, but also a little bit scared.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty natural reaction.
So what happens next? Where does the book go from there?
Well, in the next section, they dive into how this potential superintelligence could impact specific areas of human life, like
Yeah.
politics, warfare,
Ooh, okay.
even economic.
This is getting serious. All right, well, I guess we better keep diving in then.
Let's do it.
Okay, so if AI could, like, actually become more intelligent than us, does that mean they could end up, I don't know, leading us?
Yeah, that's one of the big questions they explore in this next section, which they call the four branches.
Okay.
They look at how AI could impact politics, war, the global order, and even economics.
Okay, so, like, some pretty major stuff.
Yeah, definitely big picture stuff.
And the book uses a really interesting story to kind of set the stage for all this.
Right.
The Conquest of the Aztec Empire by Hernan Cortez.
Yeah. Remember how the Aztecs initially mistook the Spanish ships and weapons for like something supernatural? They completely misinterpreted what they were seeing.
Yeah, it's like they had no frame of reference for it.
Exactly. And that misinterpretation had huge political consequences, ultimately leading to their downfall.
Wow.
So the authors are using this to show like how powerful misperceptions about technology can be.
That's a great point, and it makes me think about all the uncertainty around AI right now. Like, how do we even begin to understand something that's changing so rapidly?
Yeah, it's tough. And then the book goes on to discuss how political power itself is kind of cyclical.
Hmm.
We see these patterns throughout history.
Right.
Empires rise and fall. Public opinion swings back and forth.
Yeah, it's all about control, who has it and how they use it.
Exactly. And human leaders. Well, we're not always the best at making those calls, are we?
Definitely not. We're emotional, we're biased. Sometimes we just make plain bad decisions.
Yeah, we're human.
Exactly.
So the book asks, what happens when you introduce AI into this already complex system?
Mm.
Could we see AI advisors, AI-driven diplomacy,
Mm.
maybe even AI leaders?
Whoa, AI leaders. That's a pretty wild thought.
It is, and the book doesn't shy away from the potential downsides either.
Okay, like what?
Well, they talk about the risks of AI manipulation, like disinformation campaigns, and even psychological warfare waged through AI.
Mm.
It's like, how do you even fight against an enemy you can't see or understand?
That's scary.
Yeah, definitely a lot to consider.
It seems like with AI, there's always this tension between the potential benefits and the potential risks.
Oh, absolutely. And that tension is really apparent when the book discusses AI's impact on warfare.
Okay, so this is a topic I'm both fascinated by and terrified of.
Yeah, I get it.
Because on the one hand, it could make war less deadly, maybe even prevent it altogether.
Potentially, yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like, are we really going to let machines decide who lives and who dies?
It's a tough question, and the book dives right into it.
Okay, good.
So historically, advancements in speed and mobility have often been the deciding factors in warfare.
Right, like who can get there faster, who has the most powerful weapons.
Exactly. Like, think about the invention of the cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Blitzkrieg strategy in World War II. It's all about being faster and more powerful than the enemy.
Right, so if AI can process information and make decisions faster than humans, that could be a game changer.
Exactly. The book suggests that AI could fundamentally change how we fight wars.
How so?
Well, imagine AI-powered weapons like drone swarms or AI-enabled defenses.
Okay, yeah.
They can react so quickly and move with such precision that speed and mobility might actually become less important.
So it's not just about brute force anymore.
Exactly. Warfare could become much more strategic, much more focused on precision strikes and minimizing collateral damage.
That actually sounds kind of promising in a way.
Yeah, but there are still huge risks.
Right.
Like what happens when AI is making life or death decisions on the battlefield? Could it lead to unintended escalation? Could we end up with autonomous weapon systems that are making decisions without any human oversight?
That's terrifying.
It is, and the book really highlights these ethical dilemmas.
So, okay, we've talked about how AI could impact politics and warfare, but what about the bigger picture, like the global order? Could AI change how countries interact with each other?
Definitely. The book explores that possibility.
Okay, how so?
Well, it suggests that AI could challenge the traditional system of nation-states.
Okay.
The way countries have interacted for centuries.
Right.
What if new power structures emerge based on, like, corporations, religious groups, or even AI entities themselves?
Whoa, AI entities, like their own countries or something.
Yeah, it's a mind-bending concept.
It really is. So, like, imagine a world where Google or Amazon is as powerful as a country.
Exactly, or even more powerful.
And what happens to traditional alliances and diplomacy in that kind of world?
Yeah, that's a big question, right?
Yeah.
The book doesn't offer easy answers, but it raises some really important points about the potential for disruption and the need for new frameworks for international cooperation.
Like, we might need a whole new set of rules for how countries interact with each other.
Totally. And then there's the question of an AI arms race.
Oh, yeah, like if one country starts developing really powerful AI, won't everyone else try to catch up?
Exactly. And how do you even assess progress in that kind of race?
Right, it's not like you can just count tanks or missiles anymore.
And what about deterrence?
Deterrence.
Like the idea that you can prevent war by having enough weapons to make an attack too costly.
Yeah.
How does that work in a world where AI is making decisions in milliseconds?
It's like all the old rules are going out the window.
Yeah. And the book suggests that this could actually make the world more dangerous, increasing the risk of unintended conflict and escalation.
So, okay, we've covered politics, war, and the global order.
Right.
But what about the economic impact of AI? We're already seeing jobs being automated, and it's making a lot of people nervous.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest concerns surrounding AI, and the book acknowledges that.
Okay, good.
And they begin by kind of reminding us of the historical burden of labor.
Yeah.
Like they reference systems like the Indian caste system and the role of slavery in past economies to show how much human history has been shaped by the struggle for economic justice.
It's a good reminder that technology doesn't always benefit everyone equally.
Totally. But the book also presents a more optimistic scenario.
Okay, I could use some optimism right now.
Yeah, so what if AI could lead to a world where scarcity is a thing of the past?
A world without scarcity.
Yeah, where goods and services are produced and distributed so efficiently that everyone has what they need.
That sounds pretty amazing.
It does. But the big question is, how do we transition to that kind of world?
Right, like what happens to all the people whose jobs are automated?
Yeah, the authors explore the potential for mass unemployment, social unrest, and the need to redefine what work means in an AI-driven world.
Yeah, it's like if machines are doing all the work, what do we do all day?
Right, and the book suggests that we might need to completely rethink our economic models.
Like maybe we need some kind of universal basic income to ensure everyone has enough to live on.
Yeah, or maybe we need to find new ways to value human contributions beyond traditional work.
It's a lot to consider.
It is, but it's an important conversation to have.
I agree. We can't just sit back and let this all happen to us.
We need to be actively shaping the future.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Exploration, politics, war, and now economics. It's a lot to take in, but I'm actually feeling a little bit more hopeful now.
I'm glad to hear that.
Like, AI has the potential to solve so many problems.
It does.
But we need to be careful. We need to think about the ethical implications and make sure we're using AI for good.
I completely agree.
Okay, so what else does the book explore? Is there any more good news in there?
Well, in the next section, they delve into science and AI.
Oh.
They talk about how AI could revolutionize medicine, climate change research, and even our understanding of the universe itself.
All right, I'm ready for some more mind-blowing stuff.
Let's do it.
All right, science and AI. This is where AI could, like, really make a difference, right?
Absolutely. The book dives into how AI is already transforming medical research.
Okay.
Like, it talks about AlphaFold, this AI that can predict protein structures.
Oh, wow.
Which is, like, a huge deal for drug discovery.
Okay, I can see that.
And personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to your specific genes and lifestyle.
Yeah.
That could become a reality thanks to AI.
So no more one-size-fits-all medicine.
Exactly. It's all about precision.
That's incredible. But what about, like, the bigger picture? Like using AI to tackle things like climate change?
Yeah, that's another area where the book gets really exciting.
Okay, good.
AI can analyze these massive amounts of data and model complex systems, which is exactly what we need to understand and address climate change.
Right, because climate change is like this huge interconnected problem.
Exactly. It's not just one thing, it's everything.
So how could AI actually help?
Well, it could help us develop better solutions for things like carbon removal, renewable energy, even geoengineering.
Okay, so like AI could help us design more efficient solar panels or figure out how to capture carbon from the atmosphere.
Exactly. AI could optimize those technologies and even help us understand the complex factors that drive climate change in the first place, leading to more effective policies and interventions.
Okay, so AI could potentially help us save the planet. Now, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And the book doesn't stop there.
Oh, okay.
It goes even further, suggesting that AI could revolutionize our understanding of the universe.
Okay, now we're talking.
Imagine AI helping us analyze data from telescopes, discover new celestial objects,
Yeah.
and maybe even unlock the secrets of the universe's origins.
No, that's just mind-blowing. But hold on, if AI can do all this incredible stuff like cure diseases, solve climate change, explore the universe, what does it mean for us, for humanity? Where do we fit in?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? And that's what the book tackles in its final section, The Tree of Life. It really gets into the heart of what it means to be human in an age of increasingly intelligent machines.
All right, so what's the answer? How do we make sure that AI benefits humanity and doesn't become some kind of, existential threat?
Well, the authors talk a lot about the importance of aligning AI with human values.
Okay, what does that mean?
So it has two sides to it,
Okay,
the technical side and the social side.
got it.
On the technical side, it's about making sure that AI systems are designed and programmed in a way that reflects our values, our goals.
Yeah, like we need to teach AI right from wrong,
It's a good analogy, yeah.
like we do with our kids.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But it's not just about the code, you know?
right.
The social side is just as important.
Okay, love what?
It's about educating people about AI, having these
Well,
open conversations about the implications,
yeah.
and creating a culture where humans and AI can coexist.
So it's not just about programming AI to be good, it's about making sure we're using it for good.
Exactly. And we need to be really careful about giving AI too much autonomy, especially as it becomes more and more sophisticated.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a delicate balance, encouraging progress while also protecting ourselves.
It's a lot to think about, but it's exciting too, right? Like this is a whole new era for humanity, and we have the chance to really shape it.
Totally. The authors end the book with this really thought-provoking question.
Oh, okay, what is it?
In the age of AI, what does it mean to be human?
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a question with no easy answers, but it's definitely worth exploring.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Genesis, etc. We've covered a lot of ground, from the potential of AI to revolutionize science and solve global challenges, to the ethical considerations and the big questions about what it means for humanity.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
Hopefully you're feeling well-informed and maybe even a little inspired to keep learning more about this fascinating topic.
I hope so. It's an important one.
Remember, the future of AI is still being written, and we all have a role to play in shaping it. So, let's get writing. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.